Hello, good morning. We are the team number 2 that is made up of Alberto, Giselle, Emiliano, Greco, and me, Marifer. And today we will present the topic of deforestation. And then my partner Alberto will start the topic for us.
Hello, my name is Alberto, and I'm going to be explaining the introduction and why we choose the topic of deforestation. The reason why we choose the topic of deforestation is because it's a really serious problem that we need to address. Because if we don't stop, this problem is going to continue for generations and generations, and it's only going to affect our successors. Well, the introduction of this presentation is that this report was made to have a better understanding about the problem, about what deforestation is and its historical development, its causative agents, the areas with the highest degree of deforestation on the planet, and the consequences and legal framework to alleviate the source that has been increasing in the recent years. Our problem statement is that due to the high level of deforestation observed in recent times, mostly because of humans trying to have better economic situation, we have noticed the need to raise awareness among the population about the importance of reforestation and to regenerate our environments and improve in the future life of our successors. For this, we must seek and care improvement and maintain of our forests. Resources deforestation motivated by various causes, most of which originate outside the forestry sector. Deforestation is the product of the interaction of numerous ecological, social, economic, cultural, and political forces in a given region.
The extraction of precious goods, slashes and burn agricultural practice extensive livestock. Deforestation is directly caused by the action of man-nature. Hypothesis: pure assumption with the progress of this investigation. Progress will be seen and large number of trees planted for the livelihood of inhabitants of the area can be verified. If it can be verified since it being investigated and is also a problem that has been going on for several decades, personal explanation, the discrimination feeling of tree leads to the generates loss of biodiversity. For this reason, when the trees decrease, the production of breathable oxygen decreases alarming everywhere and more in areas close to the destroyed areas. For this reason, it is essential to anticipate and encourage reforestation so that these losses do not occur. Both deforestation and desertification caused by human activities and climate change pose serious changes to sustainable development and have affected the lives and livelihood of millions of people. The most dramatic impact of the decline in forest mass is the loss of habitat for millions of species, not only animals but plants. It is mainly in the wood environment of the region because the product that is needed are the trees, so that is the result in the wood and its derivatives that are the most commonly used in furniture created in the region.
Deforestation being planned on an area that was destroyed in the past time. This is important because forests are home of more than 80% of the species that live on the earth. Um, According to the State of the World's Forest 2020, they house more than 60,000 species of tree, 80 of amphibians, 75 birds, and 68 of mammals. Their destruction and disappearance is driving hundreds of species to extinction despite the efforts of conservation. Another thing that we want to do is reduce the amount of carbon dioxide in the air. That's very important actually, because human begins activities cause annual emission to around 40 GT carbon dioxide. Half of these gases end up in the atmosphere where they contribute to global warming, and the other half is absorbed in forests and oceans. Reforestation is very crucial. For ours to survive, our forests are carbon sinks and essential for stopping climate change. Without them, the average temperature of the planet will be continue increase. Another thing they do is reserve soil erosion and restore waters basins. The tree in the forest hold back the wine in the rainfall, protecting the soil from erosion. Eroded infertile soils is not good for farming and is a risk and landslides and flash.
As a result, the right tools were chosen, well, and the least invasive techniques was opted for. In addition, we must take into account the height and the coverage of each new plant, so that they do not harm each other. The plantation does not end with the introduction of forest, but a monitoring plan must be carried out. It is the best to opt for native species. But fast-growing imported species that are compatible with the soil and climate can also be included. The form and time of transportation are also important, avoiding the sun or strong wind currents. Within the monitoring plan, a way to protect the reforest forest from possible disease, pests, fires, or illegal logging, among others, must be developed, maintained, and evaluations are vital to consolidate. One thing that you can do in your house to help the reforestation is that in your garden, getting something planted or moved to the right place. There are two ways to transplant: buy plants and transplant them, or move plants from one place to another in your garden. In spring, garden shops are stocked with annual flowers, pansies, and petunias, vegetables plants like tomatoes or lettuce, um, and shrubs and perennials and seeds, which may have to develop roots. Transplants already have healthy root system. These plants should not grow to maturity in the pots in which you buy them. You should move them either to the garden or into a large pot. And that's how can you do a little bit to help the reforestation, if you can do that to help.
Well, during this presentation, speaking that deforestation is a fact that occurs and will continue to occur, especially if the world authorities do not take the necessary measures to bring about a change. The role that we young people play must not be neglected, since we are the ones called to generate ideas that in the near future lead to a solution to this problem. In addition, but we will serve a creators of conscience of our closer circles, and in our future generations, their participation in the reforestation of the basin was achieved. But in the same way, the community was oriented for the care and conservation of planet for species, as well as those already existing, applying strategies for the conservation of biodiversity, such as reforestation, since forests have a significant proportion for the world, and that the loss of these constitutes a cause that leads to the endangerment of species. But in something considering that is important in order to avoid damage to species by different factors. For example, deterioration of animals, burning, weeds, among others. That could threaten the proper development of plantation of the place. Thank you for your attention.